Welcome to today's episode of Success and Women. The
Hi,
show.
ladies.
Hi, Andrea, Linda, and we're doing the show Women Helping Women. And today we're going to talk about the law of attraction. And Andrea, in your life, did you ever come across situations where you actually did start thinking about things and it actually came to pass, and you wondered, was that just coincidence, or whether you attracted something into your life that you really wanted?
As a matter of fact, the biggest thing that I wanted as a young girl, and I don't know why, I saw a movie and there was an actor in there who was playing like an Italian man, an Italian family man, and I loved the movie, and I said, that's what I want. I want to marry an Italian. And guess what? I've been married to an Italian for 47 years. So I must have attracted that to myself, because that's the type of man I was attracted to, and I got him.
So you know what's interesting? Back when we were younger, and of course you were, in your 20s when you got married, we never really heard of the law of attraction. We didn't really think about, if we think about things, that we can attract it into our lives. But I think in a lot of ways, in a lot of cases, and a lot of situations, ladies, you have probably been thinking about something in particular, didn't realize that when you actually got it, because you did have to take some action, but that the thing that you were thinking about actually came into your life, and you didn't realize that you actually brought it in by thinking about it, and that law of attraction was working before it got labeled. And there's a movie that was called The Secret, and it was based on the law of attraction.
Right.
And it's kind of interesting because we go through life, we want things, we want to get ahead in I'll say our jobs, in your case, to marry a particular type of person that you think about, and then all of a sudden it comes across your path, and you can't even explain why and how, because coming and growing up from a small little town, moving to a huge city, and that person just comes across your path and the universe brings it together. And a lot of times with law of attraction, I find that we can be thinking about it, because sometimes people get obsessed with certain things and they don't stop thinking about it until they get it.
Right.
Nowadays, we know a lot more, and we know now that it's possible to attract things into our life. But did you know that you can actually have what's called a vision board? And
I've heard of those. I don't have one.
And I was thinking recently, because I used to have a vision board on certain things, and it was interesting because then I was kind of taking things off as I was getting my my stuff that I was kind of wanting. And I thought, you know what? Maybe again, because I do it, I think about a lot of stuff, and I'm consciously and subconsciously constantly trying to attract more things in my life. And one of the things, I don't know if I've ever shared this with you, and I've been thinking about this for a long time, and I hope that one day it's going to happen, but Oprah's always been an inspiration for me, because Oprah was doing the law of attraction. I don't know if she knew that that's what she was doing many, many, many years ago, when she was actually trying to break into the business. And she was rejected so many times, and she kept trying, and people would say, there's no way you're going to get on television. I guess she had the voice for radio, but they were saying she didn't really have the face for TV, and that she wouldn't be well received. Well,
were they wrong?
I don't know if there's anybody on this planet that doesn't know who Oprah is.
Exactly.
And for me, for many, many years, she's always been an inspiration, because when I hear about her story, when I read about anything that she went through, but she brought it into her life because she was obsessed with the idea of doing what she ended up doing, which was her talk show for many, many years, and now she's got the Super Soul Sunday. And I think about that all the time because she didn't give up. And how did this person from her background be able to attract into her life all the right connections, all the right people, and all the right situations to get to do what she did?
Mm.
And I think, wow.
She worked hard at it.
If that's not law of attraction, though, I mean,
know.
you know, to know, ladies, that there's nothing that you can't do if you really put your mind to it. And that's the thing that's the most powerful that people don't understand. And I know a lot of times we'll do things and we'll think, well, that's just coincidence. And we know it's working, and yet we turn around and we stop doing it.
Right. I know.
How can we change that? You know, really, we all have been there. We've all attracted things into our life, but we all really didn't believe
That's
we made it happen.
thing. Yeah, we always think, oh, that was coincidental, or, you know, I just happened to stumble across this. Or no, that's not true. That it was meant to be, meant to happen. Your destiny, you know, whatever you want to call it. And that's how I feel about my marriage. For me to move all the way south, 5 hours from our hometown, and within 2 weeks, meet the man that I've been with for the last 47 years, that is destiny. That cannot be coincidental.
Yeah, and so if we know that, think of the power that we have within our own control, using our mind and subconsciously and consciously. And where the subconscious comes in is that if you have your vision board, and for those of you who don't know what a vision board is, you can do it on anything. You can do it on a cork board. You can do it, I've always done it on Bristol board. And what I do is I cut out pictures. I write things on my vision board of things that I would like to attract into my life. And if you do that and you're constantly looking at it and thinking about it, your brain doesn't know if it's real or not real. And if you have positive affirmations on that stuff and you're thanking whoever you thank, whatever being that it is, to thank you for bringing this into my life, you act as if you already have it. And before you know it, you've got it. So it could take 5 years. It could take 10 years because it depends on what is it that you want to attract.
What you're asking for.
So, you know, Andrea and I started this show recently enough, and we want to help women get ahead. But we're also going to go through the journey with you. We're going to be doing and practicing the things that we're asking you to do to make these changes in your life, for you to have a better life, for us to have a better life. And if we can help you, we're going to help you in any way we can. If there's a topic you want to talk about or whatever, but that law of attraction for us is actually been on my mind for a long, long time, and we brought it to fruition because now here we are, week after week. We've dedicated our time and our knowledge, our expertise, our experiences, so we can help you get what you want out of life. Because why not? We go around once. We want to have the best life possible, right?
Right.
And so if there's anything, you can go on our website, send us an email. If you want to go on Facebook and have a look and make a comment and tell us what else you'd like to know, we're going to help you get to where you want to go. And that's part of the goal setting that we did recently. And of course, now we want to attract those goals into our life.
Right.
And we're going to do that by thinking about it, by having gratitude, acting like we've already got it. And of course, if you can create your vision board, even better, because it's more powerful the more that you can see visually.
You know, Linda, when you were just talking about the vision board, I thought, you know what, that's something that if you're a teacher or teachers out there, that you could teach the kids to do, like a class on just vision boarding, and teach them how to make it. and help them grow with it. And so that's a really good idea.
Actually, and I love the fact that you've thought of that, because can you imagine if you actually had your kids putting down, cutting out, and posting on a vision board, and they had it in their room looking at it every day? What if your child wanted to be a professional athlete, or wanted to be, if it's in Canada, prime minister, or if it's in, another country, the president, of a country or something? Why shouldn't your youngster have the aspiration to be able to get to what they want?
Exactly.
Kids only know what you teach them and what you show them. And imagine if you were telling them that they could have anything they wanted when they grew up, as long as they took that action and made it possible by the encouragement that they get from home. To say yes, and if they wanted to say play on their video games, and you're saying, are you making that more important than what you told me you wanted? It's on your vision board. You wanted to be an athlete, or you wanted to be a teacher, or you wanted to be, a writer, whatever that is. Why aren't you spending the time? One of my friends, they have, my friends have a son. He's 17, well, he'll be 17 in March. And he always had a passion for creating music. And he's done that since he was a little kid. Because of all the homeschooling and stuff that's been going on recently, he's been able to dedicate, he does 10 to 12 hours on average every day, practicing and teaching and creating his music.
Wow.
He is so dedicated, because I think that he wants to be a world-class, musician, that not only the music that he's creating, but he wants to be able to play it for people in a big way, in a big forum.
Well, you always hear that about musicians when they talk about their younger years. They were influenced by a grandfather or a father or family member, and they got a guitar or drum set, piano when they were younger. And a lot of the times the parents didn't even have to,
encourage
it, or sit there and say, you must practice. These people just wanted it. They had a passion for music, and a lot of them are self-taught, and they hung around with people that were musicians, and then now they're all famous musicians.
And when you talk about having a vision board for young children, can you imagine though, if somebody actually talked to your child when they're young about what's possible? Richard Branson, I don't know if you realize this, but Richard Branson is dyslexic, and he struggled in school. And you know where he is today. I mean, he's one of the richest men in the world, but not just that he's rich. He's so creative in his vision and having all of these companies and bringing his vision to actually making it happen. Creating Virgin Airlines, and it was just a funny story. His airline got canceled, and he wanted to go home and meet up with his girlfriend, and his flight got canceled. And what he did was, believe it or not, he was on some small island. He ended up chartering a plane, got other people that were supposed to be on the plane actually to chip in, and he was able to fly them all, to that destination, because he was so anxious to go home. But that was kind of his first, I'll say, trial run of running now an airline, and then he opened up Virgin Airlines.
Wow.
But imagine something like that, because he took one little vision and expanded it because he knew what was possible. And it doesn't matter. So, you can say sometimes people worry about their children because they're not getting the A's. And not every child will get an A in school.
Exactly.
But there may be other reasons why, because I found that some children are very bored when they're in school. And so because they're bored, they just get distracted very easily. But it's not because they're stupid. It's just because they're not being challenged enough.
Or they have an issue, like in my case with my one daughter, in school, and the teacher would be saying to me, she just sits in the corner, she'll just play with her toys, she doesn't really write, she won't write. And I thought, wow, what's going on here? Because at home she's great, we don't have no behavioral issues. So I called the doctor, and she had stigmatisms in her eyes, and she probably wasn't seeing properly. And so she didn't know how to convey that to me or tell me. She didn't know she had a problem. But then when we got her the glasses, things changed. So you have to understand that, you know, there could be underlying issues that children can't express. And a lot of times children that have issues will fall behind because the teacher doesn't realize, or the parents don't realize until, you know, something clicks, and they'll find out about it. And then if they have the support from the parents, they'll catch up quickly.
And if they had that vision board, then not only will they catch up, but they'll know what's possible.
Right.
Because you're going to help them and encourage them along the way that they need to do certain things in order for that to happen, if that's really their passion. And sometimes you need to bring that out of a child. Can you imagine that, though? I just think, I love the fact that you thought of that. And for those of you that are teachers, what a great way to do an exercise in class on doing a vision board and getting children to think about what they want to do in the future.
And attracting it.
And attracting it to them, because now they're starting to think about it for many years. By the time they get to be young adults, a lot of them will start achieving those goals way ahead of their peers.
Right.
So the law of attraction can work at any age for anybody. And so ladies, we're trying to help you bring in what it is that you want. And you can start by doing your own vision board and then passing that exercise down to your children. If it's not being done in school, do it at home with your kids. I think it'd be a fun project.
Right.
And just see where it can take you.
Yeah, cutting out pictures and writing down quotes, or, you know, visions that you want to happen to yourself. Yeah, I think it would be a lot of fun.
So we're going to end on the law of attraction right here. You've had your session on goals. You've got your law of attraction and your vision board now we've talked about. Get some of that done, and we're going to surprise you what we're going to be talking about next week. So tune in. Don't forget to like, share. Andrea and I are signing off. We wish you a fantastic week.
Bye, ladies. Have a great
Bye.
week.